What's going on, guys? The Army Trucker here. So today I want to talk about how I think I got PTSD. For a lot of people that get PTSD, they have early on traumatic events in their life, whether it's mental, physical, or sexual. I did not. I didn't have any of those things. I had a picture-perfect childhood and had no such trauma. I did, however, deploy 2009 to 2010. I got back halfway through 2010, either in June or July. After a deployment, it probably takes you about, in my case, it took me about 6 months after my first tour to start getting back to some type of normality. All right. I volunteered to go on my second deployment in 2012. So about halfway through 2011, I was ramping back up for deployment. So more or less, I had 6 months at home where I wasn't deployed, where I had some type of normalcy in my life. So I think I had PTSD because I deployed again too quickly. Now I volunteered for it. I understand that I volunteered for it. It's just one of those things that happens. So I don't think I experienced any more than the average soldier. However, I know for a fact, without a doubt, that I have PTSD. I know I relived some things in my life over and over again that were traumatic to me. Whether they were traumatic to the guy next to me or the truck in front of me, I couldn't tell you. But I know that's what happened. All right, the purpose is out of the way. So I'm going to go into the things that happened. So Iraq, my first deployment, was okay. I had an incident where I was hit with an IED. It was a small IED. I also had an incident with an SV bid that didn't go off. I had another incident where I killed a civilian with my truck. Forgive me for being impersonal in these events, but it's just quick, down and dirty. I had multiple instances of small arms fire that we couldn't tell where it was coming from. And of course, as all combat deployments have, we had our fair share of indirect fire, whether it be on post or on mission. Most of those things aren't out of the ordinary. However, what was out of the ordinary was I killed a woman. I killed an innocent civilian with my truck. It was out of my control, but that doesn't make it any less traumatic. I loathe their customs and their ways, Islam that is, because the woman is lesser than the man. That's why she died. A man and a woman were crossing the street in front of our convoy, and because she was lesser than the man and couldn't be ahead of the man or beside the man, she was running behind the man. That's why she died. That's why my truck struck her. They decided to run out, and of course she had to follow, and because she was, 5 steps behind the man, she died. The very first thing that happened in country was an SV bid. My roommate was in front of me in a convoy, and out of nowhere comes a stereotypical SV bid. And basically before it went off and blew him up and killed him and possibly me, the trigger man, decided to turn around and go back up the hill. Now I'm not sure if it was because he was testing our tactics and how we would react, or he just changed his mind, but I do know that at a later date, an SV bid did go off in that area, the exact same area with the exact same description. So knowing that that could have been us then at that moment, and just utter helplessness and fear, not necessarily for myself, but for my friend, one of the persons in my life that I could call one of my best friends, it was traumatic. I mean, there's no other way to put it. That was traumatic. There was fear, there was anger, there was helplessness, all the basic stereotypical things that would give you PTSD was there. And that's why I have it. There's multiple instances of IEDs and seeing other people blown up and other people later on in Afghanistan shot up. And I had a buddy that killed himself while I was in country. He was also in the Army, and couldn't really process that because I'm in a combat zone dealing with my own thing. I probably still haven't processed that, you know. He was a good dude, had a family, loving girlfriend, loving kids, you know. And he fucking off himself, shot himself in the head. You know, luckily it wasn't someone that was deployed with us. It would have been that much worse. But these are the things that happen while guys are deployed that gives them PTSD. You know, I wish I could tell you that the IED I got hit by was a major one and took off a leg, because, you know, then I have a hell of a reason to feel the way that I do and feel the things that I do. And it's a hell of a thing for a guy to tell you that I wish I had some physical injuries to go along with my mental ones to justify my mental ones. You know, it's a normal reaction to an abnormal situation, but that doesn't change the fact that I have fairly severe PTSD. PTSD so bad that most days I am barely functioning. I'm functioning enough to stay alive. But anything outside of that, any other responsibilities are moot, basically. I may get them done. I may not get them done. I may shower. I may not shower. You know, more often than not, I don't. More often than not, I don't work. More often than not, I don't shave. More often than not, I don't brush my teeth. More often than not, just any type of day-to-day responsibility that everyone does without question, I don't do. There's times that I can't remember my own kids' names. Let me say that again for you. There's times that I can't remember my own kids' names, much less their birthdays. I'm lost upon that. Dates are lost upon me. The current date is lost upon me. Trying to recall the date right now, I can't do it. Somewhat on the spot in the video. Heart rate's a little high, but I can do it. I can tell you it's 2019, and it's either February or March. So there, you know. I look on my phone, and it's March 14th. So yeah, 2-month window. I was pretty good there. But there's times that I can't remember the fucking year accurately. You know. So that's just a quick down and dirty of how I got PTSD and a little bit of how it affects me. Thanks, guys. This is the Army Trucker, out.